All right. Welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 362, season 8. I'm your host, Brandon Reef, joined as always by my co-host, Jonathan Bursong. JB, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey man, we back. Like fall feels like it's back here in Indianapolis a little bit, man. It kind of took a little chill down, and the humidity level and dropped for sure. But no, man, I'm doing real well, man. Ready to talk. You know what I'm saying? Some football for sure, or the collegiate league or NFL. And spoiler alert, man. You know what I'm saying? We had an 11-hour addition to the show tonight, and like I
Huge.
said, NFL analyst, probably all around analyst, CBS. You know what I'm saying? Works for CBS, man. Charles Davis is going to be with us tonight, man. He gonna school the professors tonight. So we're gonna tap in here. Brandon Reach got a little bit more to kind of talk to Chip in about it, man, because Brandon Reach, you've been chipping, you've been wanting my guy on the show for like the last 2 seasons.
Let me tell you, this a little backstory. Reef's Take, the very first podcast, first guest, number uno, was Charles Davis.
Okay,
Way back in the day was
way back,
him.
way
Way
back
back.
when we still had
So
dial-up.
yeah, so he's he did a lot of games back here in the Big Ten for Fox. Him and Gus Johnson when they did the Big Ten championships over the years. He used to stay at a place where I worked, and I got to meet him several times. Developed a good friendship with him, and
Mhm.
I mean we're 14, 15 years into it now, and I shot him a message. We've kind of played phone tag a little bit, but
Right.
he said today's the day. Let's do it. I said, let's do it. We can get you on. So I'm excited, John. We're going to have him on. He's going to be here in about 5 minutes. Top of the hour, 7:30 or bottom of the hour. Tanner will be joining us possibly tonight. I know he's got something going on for work with a dinner, so he might
Mhm.
not give us his picks tonight. But John, we're going to do our picks for week one. Me and you both, by the way, are congratulations 1-0 for week 0. Uh,
And I don't want to come off like some know-it-all, man. You know, Iowa State and Kansas State are two established programs, man. They're always kind of right there. You know what I'm saying, as far as the Big 12 contention is concerned, man. It was really kind of a coin toss, to be honest with you. A Dublin game on the road, you know what I'm saying? A
They don't
lot
even
of,
do that anymore.
you said
I mean,
coin toss?
the weather was shit. Uh, also, like you're in Dublin where it rains all the time, and you have soccer and whatnot there. Can we get some paint that can withstand the rain? You couldn't even see the yard lines. I didn't even know what I was watching. What was the first? The first down line was gone. Like it was like watching football from back in the '60s. We went
Well,
back
yeah,
all the way
yeah.
back.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, you know, they selling to the European crowd, man. So, you know,
Yeah.
The American eye wants a little bit more perfection out there. So, but no,
It,
man, it was really a toss-up game for me. There's probably gonna definitely be some revenge once Kansas State gets back stateside and getting into their deep part of their schedule, man. But like, no, man, exciting football for sure. Um, and here we are, Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We, you know what I'm saying, they lock. Or is there a special Friday night game?
I don't think so this year, just because we have so many locked in games for Saturday. Like week one, they they usually sprinkle it in over time. This year, week one, they said, you know what, we're going full at it. We're gonna give you number one versus number two.
Well,
We're gonna give you
that's what I want
uh,
to talk about with the homie, man. I thought in years past, man, programs were kind of built to something like that. Again, it's a preseason game, or you know what I'm saying, a non-conference game, not the first game. Maybe you would have that the second or third game, but like we are in uncharted waters now, man. You know, Texas, Ohio State, that you would expect that to be like a 1-4 matchup come playoff time.
yeah, it still could be, but
Right.
yeah, you've got that game. You've got Notre Dame and Miami going to be happening. You've got Clemson, LSU. LSU's lost their last five, I think, season openers.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbreaking fashion of Florida State on two of them. Florida State, they're no slouch. I know they were really, really bad last year, but they take on Bama game one, and you've already put foot to the fire to the Bama fans with the head coach. So, you can't take an L to a Florida State team that's coming off of what they came from last year. So we'll
Right.
dip into a little bit of that. We'll also talk Chris Ballard. He had a very defensive press conference, I think, today. Um, he kind of went at some of the reporters, Stephen Holder, James Boyd, some of those
Really,
guys today.
really.
Yeah, yeah. About their questions, he was saying basically there's 52 other guys on this team, and you just keep asking one question about Richardson. About Richardson. He's like, I see the narrative that you're trying to paint here against me. He got pretty defensive there for a little bit with it. So uh,
Uh-huh.
we've got a audio clip that we'll play from Ballard as well. Happy birthday, Coach Painter, Purdue. So we'll give him the congrats as well on that. But yeah, man, John, football is coming. It's coming quick.
Coming
We
quick.
got college
Yeah.
already. Like I said, week 0, little
We got
taste
Ball
this week.
State here
The
locally. Got Ball State, Purdue. This Saturday, like you said, Indiana rolls them out against Old Dominion. You know what I'm saying? And kind of their quest to make sure that they're not frauds from last year, as kind of a lot of people are kind of, you know what I'm saying, alluding to that they might be. So no, man, we got hell even in the city, Marion Knights is playing IU Indianapolis. Maybe they're
I
IU
saw that.
Indianapolis.
I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
so you know what I'm saying.
And also a
Football,
friend of the
football.
program, Kevin Lynch, took over. I didn't realize he took over the Butler football job there. So he's
He's the head
one of those
coach at
that's
Butler.
yeah, he's the head guy.
Yeah. Well, he can't mess up nothing there.
So exactly. So, all right, John. We've got our guy on now. When you talk about getting a big fish, I have to say this is my big fish. And if you go into the history annals of Crossroads Sports and even back to Reef's take initially, this was guest number 1 that I had on back in the day. So it's a pleasure having back. Uh, we're gonna welcome back, you know, very special guest, one of the most respected voices in football. You've heard him on NFL broadcasts breaking down plays, analyzing matchups, making the game come alive for fans across the country. He's insightful. He's engaging. He's joined us today to talk about the NFL, what's coming up. Also, the local team here, Indianapolis Colts, for Week 1. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Charles Davis. Charles, how are you, sir?
Hey, Brandon, I'm doing well. Hello, Jonathan. Thank you so much for having me on. It's awfully kind of you. And I know I don't live up to those very nice words, but I appreciate you doing a little God's work today and having on a guy like me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I told John, I said, this was guest number 1. You were guest number 1 I had when we first started this thing, and I'm 360 some episodes in now. So,
Congratulations to you because staying power is the big deal. You know, a lot of us start things. How many of us see
Mhm.
them through to fruition, to completion? You know, anytime I've dealt with anything, my dad was my high school basketball coach. And he used to drive him crazy when people would say that they were trying. He's like, yeah, everybody's trying. I want someone who's succeeding. So, congratulations to you guys because you're succeeding.
thank you, thank you. And you know, you've been in the part of the NFL broadcast for years. Even with your work on NFL Network, especially during the NFL Combine here in Indianapolis and such. And from everything I've read, as well as that fans love how you kind of explain the game in a way that makes sense for everybody. So I want to start there. When you prep for a broadcast, how do you balance breaking down the X's and O's for like the hardcore fans
Yeah.
while still making it easy for those casual guys, those viewers that are watching?
It's a great question because I don't really think about doing that. I don't think that, okay, I've got to have a certain amount allotted for this or a certain amount allotted for that. You just kind of, you know, for me and whoever I'm working with, you know, there's that symbiotic relationship that we have to develop, whoever the play by play person is, as well as who our sideline teammate is. And then behind the scenes, producer, director talking to us, telling us where they think they want to go, us telling them where we think we want to go on a thing that we call talk back, where we can talk to them and it doesn't go out on air. So it's just constant communication, which is what I think anyone in any profession has to have in order for it to succeed. There are very few professions out there where communication isn't a huge part of what you do. So communicate with each other, find out what it is that fits, and then what is your personality, what is it that you see, what do you think that you need to illuminate at a particular time, and off you go. I do think that if we try to say, hey, 30% of the time we're going to do this, 50% of the time we're going to do this, and then the other 20% of the time we're going to do that, I think we run ourselves into trouble. You wanted me to give you my best analogy, the Randy Moss ratio when Mike Tice was the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. It was you understood what he was telling us. But when
Mhm.
you announce, I have to get the ball to a person X number of times, if we do it this percentage of times, this is what the game doesn't usually work that way, right? What do we always say was the genius of Bill Belichick with New England with all those years when they won Super Bowls? Obviously, Tom Brady was the genius. We get that. But when his defenses stifled people, they took away what you did best.
Yep.
You have to do something else. Jim Valvano said it when he was the head coach at NC State. They're playing Virginia in the regional finals to go to the Final Four. Ralph Sampson was there, the three-time NCAA Player of the Year. And Jim put four people around him and said, anybody else wants to shoot the ball, go right ahead. And they asked him after the game, like, those guys are wide open. Yeah, but they missed the shot. Yeah, but what if they'd made the shot? He said, I would have slept like a baby. But if Ralph gets it and dunks it on me, I don't sleep for the next 10 years because that's obvious. I let the best player beat me. Does that make sense?
Yep. 100%. 100%. Um, so if looking back kind of your career with broadcasting that you've done, and you've had a great career yourself in the football and with football, looking back, what so far has been your most memorable call that you've had, or kind of your favorite game to broadcast that you've had?
There have been so many, and obviously there's not enough time, right?
Right.
But I think most people would probably go back to, if we're going to go to college, right? You'll go back to the Fiesta Bowl of Boise State and Oklahoma. Just a tremendous ball game. Um, Late in the ball game, after Boise had controlled the game the entire way, they get to overtime, and Adrian Peterson had missed a lot of the season with a broken collarbone,
Mhm.
and so that night was his first game in like 6 or 7 games and in multiple weeks. And in overtime, the first snap of overtime, he went through them like a hot knife through butter, man. I mean, he just poof. We're like, uh-oh, there it is.
Right.
Now you don't want to slug in overtime. And I immediately said something along the lines of, well, I think Boise has slugged as much as they can slug tonight. If they score, I expect them to go for two. Called it early. And my boss at the time told me after the game, like, wow. He said he was sitting there. He said, Charles pushed all his chips into the middle of the table on that one, didn't he? And sure enough, they score, go for two, Statue of Liberty play, and whammo, Boise State
Yeah.
wins. So that's memorable for the game. It's memorable because I took a chance and
Yep.
succeeded. Got fortunate on that. My first playoff game I did with Kevin Burkhardt was New Orleans and Philadelphia in New Orleans, and that was the second year that Nick Foles was working his
Right.
magic. He had won the Super Bowl. Wentz had gotten hurt again, and Alshon Jeffrey, if he makes a catch down the stretch, they might very well have won that game, gone to an NFC, gone to an
Oh yeah.
NFC Championship game, and who knows what would have happened. So different things like that just come to mind. I worked with Iron Eagle for 5 years. There are
Yep.
multiple games that you just think to yourself, but it's a lot more moments, the time you share, the time you spend, the funny parts that happen. Look, obviously in the NFL, and now the NFL is more, not more, but we are fully in the zeitgeist of the culture, right?
Yep.
Entertainment, the whole deal. Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift get engaged. Immediately thought back when the first thing had hit that they were actually starting to date. We had Kansas City at Jacksonville, and Travis scores a touchdown. And Ian Eagle, in the middle of his call, says, and Kelsey finds a blank space in the end zone
Oh
for a
wow.
touchdown. And I turn and just look at him. And I thought to myself, of course, Ian would nail that call.
Right.
That's what he does. But that was early on, guys. That wasn't, after we saw her in the booth or anything. This was when it just kicked in and kind of had hit. And we knew it was real because we didn't get Travis for the production meeting. They kept him out of
They
production meeting.
did.
And Travis never misses production meetings. Like he's a guy that enjoys them. Like he likes to go and yuck it up with everyone. They deliberately kept him out that week. And so I told Ian, I
Terrible.
said, if we had any doubts about whether this is happening or not, oh, it's happening. There's no doubt.
Um, the NFL has gone global with games London,
Mhm.
Germany, Brazil. How do you see international football kind of evolving over the next decade?
I think that the commissioner's already told us. Commissioner Goodell has told us where they are headed. I mean, they want more, not less. They don't want one-offs like we started with when we were all young. I went back and looked. I did, me and my crew, we just did Minnesota, Tennessee for the last preseason game, right? So you're looking at some game notes and you're just like, "God, what do you say in a preseason game? What kind of stuff are you getting on this one, right?" Well,
Mhm.
Minnesota this year has back-to-back international games. First team that's ever done
Oh, wow.
back-to-back in two different countries. Jacksonville's done back-to-back because they like going to London. You guys know that, right? So
Right.
they've done 2 straight weeks in London a few times now. In this case, Minnesota's playing in Ireland. I think they're playing the Steelers in Ireland.
Yep.
And then they're going to London and they're going to play in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I forgot who they have the next week. It slipped my mind. But in looking at their records, Minnesota has played 8 international games in their franchise history. 4 of them preseason games, 4 of them regular season games. Minnesota is 8-0 in international games.
Ooh,
They've never
that's a
lost an
good number.
international game, right?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting little tidbit. But to your point, no one's getting away from playing them now. The commissioner wants to expand us globally. The drive to get flag football into the Olympics is a huge, huge deal.
Mhm.
Got it in 2028. How perfect that it's going to be in Los Angeles, our
Mhm.
home soil. But remember, when we play flag football now, when you watch the Olympics, you're going to hear country names playing flag football that you
That's
may fall out
crazy.
of your chair. The idea that they are thinking an oblate spheroid and throwing it around and understanding what our game is about. Because
Uh-oh, we lost Charles. We'll see if we can get him back. We'll see if we get him back, John. We lost him for a
Man,
minute.
I was gonna tell Charles, man, once I got a word in edgewise, man, that once we start talking about sometimes on football on this show, man, things go a little wacky because
Yeah.
dictate or
We'll
whatnot.
uh
But
we'll bring him back.
we'll bring him back
When
when he
he
can
Yeah, I'll
tap back
kick
in.
him off. I'll kick us out so he can come back on there. Dude, I didn't realize that Vikings are 8-0 in international games. I'm gonna have to take that. Definitely gonna have to take that.
Yeah, if you take that as a side bet, yeah, Vikings this year, I don't know.
I know I did not draft Justin Jefferson because I didn't trust what to get with the quarterback. So let me see what he's doing.
You got the rookie out there, man. They felt comfortable enough to let the homie go the reclamation project go to Seattle. So
Yeah,
you know, hope
yeah,
springs
they did.
eternal in Minnesota.
100%, 100%. Um, oh, here we go. Here. All right, look, there
wait,
we go. I don't know what happened.
did I screw that up? Because I
No,
can
man.
I my favorite aunt, my dear Aunt Mary in Elizabeth in Tennessee, she used to say all the time, Charles, I love you like my own son. But boy, you could mess up a one-car funeral. So I
I
know that
No.
more than
know.
likely is my deal, but I'm going to end it very quickly. We're talking about international. Commissioner said he wants everyone to play internationally. Here's the deal. When we get to 18, and we're going to get to 18, there's that momentum. Any thoughts that we're not going to get to 18, just let that one go. All right. We're getting to 18 regular season games. When we do that, the 18th regular season game is going to be an international game, and everyone's going to play. We're going to have 16 international games per year,
Mm.
which means all 32 teams are going to play an international game every year. And now that yelling and screaming about competitive advantage, disadvantage, we had to go here and then we had to come back here and all that's out the
Out the
window.
window. Yep.
but that continues to allow the NFL to get a global foothold. I mean, I just saw a thing where Kansas City signed a deal for sponsorship of flag football in Munich,
Whew.
where they have rights by the end, because the NFL doled out the rights around the country for each team. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go
Mhm.
here. And Kansas City's exercising those rights. So anyone who keeps saying, why are we going over there to play? Don't ask yourself why anymore. Just ask yourself if you want to go watch them play or not, because it's
Yep.
happening.
Yep. Okay. Okay. John?
Oh man, we had to take the space shuttle over there, I guess, man. Uh, no, man. Again, Charles, welcome back to the show, man.
Thank you.
Brandon probably should have forewarned you, man. Ever since I became a part of the show for whatever reason, anytime we get into a deep discussion about any type of football, and specifically SEC football, specifically, things kind of go haywire, man. So do not blame yourself on the technology, man. I think it's what they call around the deep state. I'll be honest, man, about certain things when it comes to football. But all jokes aside, like I said, welcome to the show. I gotta ask
Thank
you,
you.
man, what kind of helped you prepare, man? Because sometimes, man, even in the short term time that I've been, you know what I'm saying, having this role as a sportscaster or whatnot, man, sometimes the lights get bright, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, you get nervous. What kind of help prepare you? You know what I'm saying, that you know that and for those moments that the light isn't so bright, or you know what I'm saying, or you don't clinch up, man, because you
Yeah.
seem very smooth. I know you gotta be smooth for TV anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you come off real smooth, man. So what kind of help you prepare, you know what I'm saying, to get through those moments?
Well, Jonathan, I love the question because you kept it real. Because all of us do clench up at times. Even the best ones we've ever seen, the best ones that we've heard, the ones that we think have no fear whatsoever. All right. When you
Mhm.
pick whoever your favorite broadcasters are, I'm not going to name them here. Whoever they are in your mind, if you want to name them, that's fine. And think to yourself, wow, they have just got it, right? Like they've got the whole thing down. Here's what I think it is. It's a combination of preparation,
Absolutely.
confidence in what you're doing, the reps along the way to get you there. Because for the most part, most of us don't appear on the national stage as a starter place.
Mm-hmm.
We start,
Mhm.
I'll use a baseball analogy. We start in the minors. Some of us started in rookie ball, split season, single A, double A. We're riding the buses, making advances, making jumps. And guess what?
Right.
When we made our biggest errors, Jonathan, we're making them in Bluefield, West Virginia, man. We're making them in Kingsport, Tennessee. We're not
Okay.
making them on national television.
Right.
And
Right.
if it's national television, that's when you get crushed. So the better players, the top coaches, when they come out, they're going right to the bigs, right? They're going right to the top because their record kind of demands it. They're not riding the buses.
Right.
Understand that. I get it, right? But guess what? Not all of them, as you said, are ready for these lights. So all of a sudden, the best that we've ever seen aren't great on TV at different times. All right. Again, that's subjective, but some of them have come in, it's just not worked out for them. What if they'd been riding the buses and made their mistakes elsewhere, got better, polished their game, got ready to go, then hit the scene? We might have had a different person. But how are you going to tell a person who's about to get a gold jacket and go into the Hall of Fame, yo, you're going to start on our fifth team? Okay. It just doesn't work. And the executives don't want them on the fifth team. They want them on the first team because they attract attention. If
Right.
they hit, whammo, off they run. And we've seen those people hit. If they don't hit, they
Mhm.
try. And if it doesn't work, they just move on to someone else. And then that person has to absorb it and live with it. Bill, I'll just use one. Bill Walsh, maybe one of the greatest, not maybe,
Uh-oh.
Bill Walsh.
Here we go.
Oh,
Man, I
you
told
there?
her we start talking about
You
just
talking
brought
about
up
Bill
Bill Ball.
Walsh,
Man,
the
they didn't
GOAT?
call the California
Uh,
connection didn't call it to cut the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
So we'll get it
something's
back.
gone haywire again. Hold on.
Yeah, we can
We got
hear you. Um, let me cut it and then let you come back in.
That ought to do it.
Hopefully.
It
Okay.
depends, man.
Yeah, I just got a couple. I have my Colts questions. I'm gonna ask a Colts question, and then
Yeah, man. Charles been very nice with his time, man. I'm getting a lot.
100%. A+ guest, man. When I had him on the first time, you imagine young Brandon 360 some shows ago, and trying to
We
do
got
prep work compared to now, night and day difference. But yeah, I got just a couple Colts questions for him, and then I want to talk about you know him going to CBS here and college football wise at the end. So, but we'll get to try to get him on back on here, and a little bit of his time and get it going. Yeah, man, dude, great analogies, and yeah, that he's 100% right. I agree with him. Every single team's going to have a international game, and that's going to be nuts. There's your 18th game. You didn't you
Dude,
tell me you thought they go 20? You said
I'm
20 game
already
season coming.
I'm already up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Chopping up NBA tape. I watched the under 19 USA group, man. You know what I mean? Because I got to see what, you know what I'm saying, some of these NBA GMs are seeing, why they would just let Miles Turner go, you know what I'm saying? Since we kind of speaking about the you know what I mean, here locally, man, you know what I'm saying? So there's definitely some talent, you know what I'm saying, kind of coming and rumbling, dude. But like that's what I do in my mornings, man, when I wake up early morning. Now you telling me I got to watch a game from Germany and Ireland? This is what you telling me,
Yeah,
Brandon?
apparently. So
Archman ain't going for it.
Charles having issues on his end, so we're going to get him on another time to continue the conversation. But no, he was gracious tonight. I know he had a couple things he needed to get done still as he preps. His world's always going with college football and NFL and all that. So, but it was good to have him on the time we could have him on, and we'll get Charles back on here through the season. He's already agreed. Just send me a text that he's sorry about that, and we'll definitely make up for it later on this year. Getting him back on.
Sometime going live is kind of hard, man. So we may have to do a pre-recorded one, man. You know what I'm saying, where it might be a little bit easier, man. But like, man,
Yeah.
definitely thank you, Charles Davis, from the CBS Network and NFL Network, man, for dropping those jewels on us today.
Yeah, he's a very, very cool dude. I always very he articulates so well. And it's and I was curious to hear. And I guess if you want to know his thoughts with the Colts and such, tune in next Sunday, Colts Dolphins 1 p.m. and he will let you know his thoughts on that. So but
Well,
no, great to have with Charles Davis on with NFL. Man, we've had some good ones. We had Mick Tidrow last week with Ball State. We had Charles Davis this week. We've got college football, NFL starting. It is
we got
coming. Can't.
yeah, we got some. I don't want to spoil it. We got some surprises
Mm-hmm.
coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying?
So
How's the
let's
conversation with Hall of Famers, man? They want to come back on the show, so.
okay. Let's talk Colts. While we're talking Colts, so
You want to talk to
there's a
coach?
lot.
I was ready. That's cool, man. Because I'm gonna chop a bite until the Tanner call in, man. Like we gotta talk about this college football, man. But yeah, let's talk to coach, man.
Yeah,
You telling me
Colts.
Ballard out here crying? You telling me Ballard out here
Ballard
crying?
was a little
Can't be.
cryy today, whiny in his press conference. Got
Mm.
defensive. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a couple clips I had from it today. But it's almost like he didn't want to be proved wrong about how things have fallen through, even his draft picks. Because you look at Juju Brents, right?
Yep.
Second round draft pick or third round
Yep.
draft pick,
Third
he's
round draft
gone.
pick. Short time.
Jelani Woods, another third round draft pick, he's gone.
Gone.
Like
Right.
your draft picks ain't doing it, buddy. And
You don't have the
let me
W.
yeah, so here is let me see if I can get this because he got very annoyed. Let me see if I can bring on the screen. Share the screen.
We got 35 other guys out here.
Yeah, there 53 other guys. Here.
We do have like 51 other guys on the team.
Uh-oh.
Do we have any other questions on the team? I mean, you can keep spinning this other one as many ways as you want, but we do have 51 other teams.
You should have called doctors like this. You do got other 51 players on team.
They deserve to ask these questions. And I deserve, and look, I understand.
He said, I deserve.
I get it.
Right.
And that's our job to go prove it at the end of the day. It's a long season. Um,
I mean, besides that, we're just hearing the same excuses, I think, from Ballard over and over again. Um, this is year 9, John. And we still haven't figured it out. We're still blaming the quarterback room for all the problems. Um, I mean, he went after your boy Stephen Holder. I'm trying to find that part because where's that? Stephen Holder.
Kind of been in his corner.
Yeah, yeah, I agreed. Man, I gotta find it. I'm not finding it in here, but
Well, here's what
he
I coach and the quarterback situation, man. If anybody comparatively, because I'm saying, of course, everything could be better now in hindsight. Brandon, the coach just didn't play this the right way. You can still have a high draft pick. You don't necessarily have to give him, the keys to the city. So if we think about what the Green Bay Packers did with Jordan Love, and I think was he pick 12 or pick 11, something like that. I think don't quote me. I know I'm getting in trouble with stat nerds. He was pick 7, dude. How could you not know that? Anyway, point is they stashed him. They let the noise beat come out of Aaron Rodgers' mouth, and still hey, dude, you got to play. And Jordan Love just sat there and how many, clipboard for however many years long. And then I do remember the preseason games; they were atrocious that he played in, and until they got good. So again, man, the coach for some, and Jordan Love, had good tape coming out of college, man. So coaches didn't play this real well. They looked at the kid's potential. He does have wild potential. He does. He is electric in the open field. He hit mega cannon. But again, the consistency of all these things and stringing wins together, man, it's not what he can do, provide for you. It's not going to help keep their job. And that's what Shane Steichen is kind of faced with. So he
yeah.
went with the safe bet and Daniel Jones, man. So
So
the Ballard here can kind of defend whoever, but it's bad. It's bad. It's bad karma. It's bad news because he had an interview with the radio people last year, and he dude, they told him to draft wideouts and receivers. Dude, a year later, and a year later now you address it. So if folks like the local radio station and Crossroads Sports is kind of answering your questions, before you trot it out there, that's bad for business. And again, Brandon Reef is very capable of being a general manager, and so is Jonathan Burstone. Don't get it twisted. We just don't have it. We just don't have the cash. I wish I did have somebody to pull me up
right.
there, right? But no, man. But again, that information comes to us secondary. Sometimes even third there. So you have this information right in front of you, and like I said, they fumbled the bag all the way around. And then now he's the backup. So
some key takeaways. Ballard said they will not trade Anthony Richardson. He did several times compare the Alex Smith rejuvenation to Daniel Jones and a short-term wise and long-term wise to Anthony Richardson. So him and Alex Smith out there in Kansas City, that's his resurgence. He's saying he's seen. So
that's a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's like, listen, I don't know how many times you want to spin this question to get the narrative that you're wanting to get, and the biggest thing, I saw somebody put on here is, he blamed it all. Well, a lot of this is on just bad luck. I mean, this is the third year in a row that you've cut at least 2 draft picks from your team that you just drafted. You shouldn't be cutting maybe one of that means you're not drafting the right guys. You're not evaluating the right talent.
Right.
So, offensively wise, John, Jelani Wood, that was a big that tight end infield. You knew with Tyler Warren in there, not everybody was going to stay. You had your Slow Alley Cox. You had your grandson. You had them, so you knew somebody was going to be on that chopping block. It just so happened to be Jelani. So, you've got.
It's not like these guys ain't gonna get picked up somewhere, man. They will.
There's word that Mike Hilton might be coming to visit the Colts. He got cut from Cincinnati, the former Steeler and the former Bengal. So he's coming to meet with the Colts. He played for Lou, Amarillo, I can't even say his name, Coach A. out there in Cincinnati, so there's a chance he could be coming to Indianapolis.
I hope the
Yeah.
homie Carson still got bounced today, didn't he? He got his papers.
Yep, Mr. Ball State, Mr. Centergrove himself. So I mean, he could be a little bowling ball for the Colts. I mean, he only had 200. I heard this morning he had 202 like offensive snaps for the Chiefs last year. So, what could you expect if he came in kind of to a backup role here in Indianapolis? Justin Powell says Juju went to the Dolphins, so Juju is signed with Miami. Just got rid of Troy or Jordan Poyer. Poyer just went back to Buffalo. I did see that today. So after his 1 year in Miami, but Juju's still be in Lucas Oil Stadium week 1 with the Dolphins and the Colts. We'll preview that as well next week. Right now, John, Colts are favored by 1.5, and they haven't won a season opener in forever. But if there's ever a train wreck team, it's the Miami Dolphins. And here, spoiler alert, I predict that the Miami Dolphins will be the first head coach. Mike McDaniel will be first coach fired this year. Not because they think he's completely off the walls. It's fallen off the walls, but because they're impatient and they're like, oh, we gotta make a drastic change somewhere. So I can see him being the first casualty this season.
I cannot. I don't know. Hold on. What's going on with Stefanski, man? Hold on, Brandon. What's going on with Kevin?
He's getting bailed out.
Stefanski getting bailed out?
Yeah,
Cleveland?
his ownership's backing him.
Because like you traded for Kenny Pickett, then you traded Kenny Pickett out. You brought in Huntley for to lift weights for 6 weeks.
Yep.
Waiting for 6 weeks to lift weights.
Oof.
Shador, we get it. I get it. I don't get
Emergency.
it. But, you know what I'm saying? You got a 5'9" quarterback and backup Dylan Gabriel.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I ain't got nothing wrong to give. I'm a short king technically, I guess myself, man. But I ain't out there trying to win them up against the North Division, man. So I don't. He might be your homie down in South might be first, man. Stefanski, it's coming too. Black Monday coming. Sorry.
Okay. SEC has finally decided they're going to go 9 conference games. I know we kind of talked about they should have, and it finally kind of went that way with your boy Sankey. Yes, Stefanski. Yes, Stanky. I mean, we're saying everybody with the S name.
Does it feel like to you the SEC don't have as much juice as it used to?
Easy.
I know we got a mini show with Decot Game Time podcast.
Yep. Sunday night.
Sunday night. We don't necessarily have a time just yet. Crossroads Sports Live. Sorry, shame on me. But that's coming, man. And he's gonna have to show and prove dance about this SEC this year.
Oh, you coming for that ass then the Sunday night for SEC football?
I mean, he already knows my feelings about Alabama. That's a 4-loss team.
Oh, four loss team. I can't wait for that debate on Sunday.
Brent, that includes the bowl game.
All right. Well, you just gave him 3 regular season wins or 3 regular season losses, not 4.
Alabama, like right. You want to talk SEC football? Alabama, they flipping up against Florida State. I don't know, man. These dudes are playing politics, man. You know, so last week we were talking about the 28, playoff, and I know the big teams don't really want to have a 2018 playoff, but these dudes are really trying to play geographical politics. Did you lose me?
No, I'm here.
I'm sorry. All right. Now, politics, man, and some programs in the SEC are are going to be out of it, man. So
they're saying
Oklahomas of the world. Who? Man, whatever, dude. The Oklahomas of the world. Oh, they mad. Oh, that's another Bama fan. Sorry, y'all. Hey, no.
Don't start with them, Deep State. We're going to lose your connection.
Notre Dame's going to have a good year this year as well.
Okay. Let's dive into our picks. John Tanner will give us his picks later on. We'll add his shows in here. But hey, credit to us for the start, John. We are both 1-0 from last week through week 0.
Okay.
with both of us taking good wins there. So great start to the year. You are a defending champ. So uh, first game, Ball State at Purdue. Line was 18.5. Champ, you get to go first here.
They
Who you
didn't
like?
total lie. The line is 18 and 8 in total lie, man. Purdue is not. No, sir. No, sir. I'm taking Ball State, man.
Ball State plus the 18.5 for John. Uh, you must have read my line. I'm taking Ball State plus 18.5. I have no faith in this one loss or this one win Purdue team coming from last year with this new head coach. I will tell you, there are 5 opening games with MAC versus Big Ten every year since 2021. So the last 4 years, there has been a MAC team that has beaten a Big Ten school. This is your matchup this year that will happen. It could even be outright. I don't know what the
Now,
spread is or the odds are for the
yeah,
outright, but I might have to sprinkle it. I just have no faith, man. They don't. You got what? 20 new starters. You got a quarterback that left, went down to Brown, went down to Chapel Hill, couldn't hack it with Belichick, came back.
he got his son quarterback. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Purdue. Not through
uh,
football. Sorry.
Nebraska minus 6.5 at Cincinnati. I told you how much I love this team this year, and I think they have that IU schedule. Give me Nebraska. I can't go away from them.
Give me Nebraska, Brandon. I'm not even gonna make it difficult for myself, man. I kind of want to lean into Tennessee. I mean, excuse me, Cincinnati just a little bit to cover, but like, no, man, I'll take Nebraska.
Nebraska for John as well. The big one, high noon. Number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State. The odds: Ohio State minus 2.5. John, who do you like in this big matchup at the shoe?
This is who do I like? I 2 weeks ago was talking about Texas is gonna win, man. It's really a what I'm saying a game that I'm glad Texas and Ohio State put on the schedule, man. It's what I'm saying scared me. If I was ever a coach, I definitely wouldn't schedule it week 1. You know what I'm saying? And Texas is going to Ohio State. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yep.
And that's big time. That's big time. So the fandom alone is going to be rabid. Um, and then the names in it. You got the wide out Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State and whoever else, God knows, you know what I'm saying, 5 stars they didn't brought in to reload from last year. So they are kind of sketchy to me though at quarterback. They got who? Question mark, right? You know what I'm saying? Kid at quarterback. So I'm kind of going the other way with this, man. That's the reason why I go the other way with this. Again, super talented room still with Ohio State. They still will be top 2, 3. They won't fall out of the top 3. The Big Ten shouldn't. But as far as this game is concerned, I think Sarkisian has his team definitely prepared and keyed in, zoned in. Probably looking like the Warriors they were last year before they had to bow out. So give me Texas.
Okay, you're taking Texas. I have went back and forth on this. Um, you got a new quarterback in for Ohio State. They lost a lot of guys to the draft.
Gone.
It's a home game for Ryan Day, the defending national champs. Texas, who everybody is saying this is the year for Texas. This is their year. You got Arch Manning. But there is a little bit, John, that we haven't seen from Arch. That's that unknown, right? And going
Mm-hmm.
on the road north of that Mason-Dixon line to take on Ohio State in the shoe with Arch, I I think there's a lot of unknown. I still think there's a lot of unknown with him possibly being the number 1 pick in the draft next year. I think that's crazy right now to say without seeing kind of what we're looking at here.
Right.
I'm gonna any other time I would take Ohio State here, but I'm gonna go Texas as well. I think Stark coming in with this squad, a lot of guys returning, more guys returning than what Ohio State has. Ohio State having a brand new quarterback back there.
Yep.
Just a lot of just a lot of unknowns, and that's why I'm gonna take Texas as well. Plus 2.5 in there. I don't think that line's gonna move anymore as we get closer to game day on Saturday, but Can't wait. This will be one of the games I'll be watching on Saturday. Can't wait for that. Old Dominion at number 20, Indiana. The Hoosiers 23.5 point favorites. John, I was shocked when I saw this line was just 23.5, but Purdue's was 18.5. Just because how and if I remember right, doesn't Old Dominion keep getting the brakes beat off them every time they play? Like I feel like they got
Or
the
somebody.
brakes beat off last year as well. So I think the Hoosiers cover this 23.5 easy. Easy.
Yeah, it'd be a mercy killing, man. Signetti, who's hasn't he kind of become the mouthpiece for the Big Ten as far as coaches are concerned? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard a little PJ play, but as far as like somebody who's kind of sticking their chest out, that would be Signetti, man. So like, nah, man, this will be a mercy killing, man. He won't make Old Dominion look terrible, but he's gonna definitely run up the score so that he can say, "Oh, I told you so. We beat a Division One team by 25 points here." You know what I'm saying? So on and
Right.
so forth. So give me Indiana.
Okay. Number 8, Alabama, minus 13.5 at Florida State. Florida State coming off of a horrific year last year.
Terrible.
You've said Alabama fans that they're going to be calling for his head here. So rubber's got to meet the ground. I think that's whatever meets the road here at some point. Bama minus 13.5 at Florida State. Who do you like? Do you like the points with who?
I'll be honest with you, man. Talent for talent. I like Alabama, man, but on the road, young team. Mm, mm, mm. This really wasn't one of the losses I had them losing though. So without being too dramatical, because I really think I hate the analogy dead man walking, but the coach in Florida State, if you don't get it right this year, like it's over. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have
Right.
new paint on the wall, friend. Serious business, man. So but as far as the game is concerned, give me Alabama. I think Alabama, you know what I'm saying, kind of quiet some of the naysayers and gets a quality win on the road.
Okay. I think Alabama wins the game. I just don't know if they win by 13.5. I think I can see Florida State kicking a field goal and making it a 10-point game at the end. I can see some kind of craziness like that where it falls within the number
Yeah,
and Florida State loses, but it's a respectful loss, something they can build on and say, hey, we lost. It was close against them, and it falls within the number and you lose your bet if you take Alabama minus 13.5. Alabama needs to start quick. In my opinion, I think they've had games where they haven't started quick. It's kind of the previous guy in the trouble. Now I know you don't have some of those key players. You don't have Jalen Milroe back there behind the center who kind of had some bailout games last year. If you remember the Auburn game with the
right.
Hail Mary towards the end there, but I think Bama wins the game. But I'm going to take Florida State to cover the spread. I think there's something wacky that happens a little bit here with that spread, and maybe it ends up being a 10-point game or so at the end when your spread was 13.5. So I don't know. Or it goes from 16 down to 13-point lead. I don't know. Something to me tells me there's going to be a late Florida State field goal or touchdown that's going to be meaningless that kills the spread. Number 9, LSU at number 4, Clemson. This is at Clemson. I looked it up. Clemson minus 3.5. LSU, I think, has lost 5 straight season openers. They've played Florida State twice. They've played some of these teams, but Brian Kelly against Dabo, what do you think?
Brian Kelly's got a decent quarterback. He's just young. Say LSU spends the money, so he's got talent on the offensive line and the defensive line as well. Dabo's got a seasoned team though. That's going to be the difference in this game. Tough spot for Brian Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this is a game that you know what I'm saying. He's still gonna be a happy competitive team, man. Don't nobody could just think that you was gonna run over LSU and that this should be a slouch. So, what's the spread again, Brandon?
It is Clemson minus 3.5.
Yeah, that's true to form. So I'm going with Clemson, man, because again, man, I don't feel Clemson going in no way, shape, or form blow out LSU.
Yeah, I'm taking Clemson. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I said Clemson was one of my darlings to go undefeated this year
He said
into the
Natty and
playoffs.
everything. Yeah. Yep.
I also said Cape Klubnik would be Heisman this year, so he was my pick for Heisman. So I'm going to stick with it, and I think they win. I think they cover. I think they win by 6, 7, and Brian Kelly them get another loss on the road to start the season. But I don't think that's the end of LSU. I think we're destined to see something big this year from LSU on that side. They're
Right.
not going to go quietly away.
Right.
Next one, John, the Utah -6 at UCLA. I will say I don't know much about this Utah team, man. I don't. I
What?
tried to look up some stuff about them, but
Yeah, they're. I mean, if you trust the coaching and his ability to win games that they clearly shouldn't have won, in like the last 2 years, man. You know what I'm saying? This coach, the Utah coach, would you know what I'm saying? He kind of fills that role. He's definitely a sustainer, program builder. But my God, he had a quarterback there for 7 years.
right, yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying, new paint on the wall this year for the Utah team. I don't necessarily like Utah if you know playing spoiler this year, man. I don't necessarily think they go to the bottom of the Big 12. But I don't necessarily like them being top 4 or 5 in the Big 12 at all either, man. I think they get their little piece of humble pie this year because I think the talent is kind of spread out you know what I'm saying, too thinly, and
yep.
maybe they didn't necessarily get pulled up on some of that talent train, man. So now I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Another Big Ten team going 1-0. Everybody's going to say, "Hey, man, but they're going to be at the Rose Bowl." But like, nah, I'm going with UCLA. UCLA recruited better this year.
Mm.
They had some. You know what I'm saying? Some
They
pieces
got a
they
new
cut off.
quarterback from Tennessee.
New quarterback from Tennessee. UCLA is feeling better this year about themselves, man. So I give me UCLA over
Yep.
over old Pac-12 rival. No,
I'm going to take Utah -6. This are one of our mix-up. This the different ones we have. We had to change up a little bit. They
absolutely.
do return 10 offensive starters to this team, 7 defensive on a 5-7 team last year. This first game as a non-conference foes since '07. Utah has won 6 of the last 7. They're 6-1 against the spread, but they lost outright in 2022 by 10, and they were 3-point favorites against this team. The last 6 meetings, both the teams that have hosted and the favorite has won, and it is also 5-1 against the spread here. So we've got the spread favorite and the home favorite are not the same, so that kind of washes that. But I'm going to take Utah. Um,
Okay.
just because I just don't know. I know UCLA's changed it up, but man, I still until I start seeing a little more, I can't get what the hell Deshaun Foster did in that press conference last year for the Big Ten out of my head.
He's like,
That was
he's
just
we like football
brutal.
out here,
We play
and
football. We're in the Big Ten.
we're
We're in
pretty
Los
good.
Angeles.
Let's go
California's
Bears.
sunny. Yeah, go Bears. John Wooden, he's famous. Kevin Love.
Jason Kidd. No, it's Cal. Never mind.
Yeah. So I'm going to take
Yeah,
UCLA
yeah.
or
West
Utah
Coast.
on that one. Big one
There you go.
Sunday night, I believe. Number 6 Notre Dame -2.5 at number 10 Miami, Florida. No Cam Ward, but you can go ahead and put in there Carson Beck, starting for Miami as the quarterback, the former Georgia guy. What do you like in this one, John? Score is they got Notre Dame -2.5 as the spread.
-2 that really? That's interesting, man. I don't know, man. Might kind of give me kind of pause, man. It might be able to hang around, man. I think that I think the running back from Notre Dame will definitely be in that Heisman room again this year. Maybe he has a big moment in this game, man. Kind of breaks away from that, man. I like Notre Dame in this game, but something about that spread kind of gives me pause, man. But I like Notre
Okay.
Dame.
I like Notre Dame as well. I have the Irish going undefeated this year, um, going to the college football playoff. Very, very easiest schedule. Easyish? Yeah. Easiest ISH schedule for the Irish going into it. None of that scares me. Not even Miami. Now they got Carson back, but let's be real. Are we really scared of Carson Beck? Is anybody really scared of Carson Beck as the quarterback? I don't even
Forget
think
about it.
Ball State
Cardinals.
was scared of Carson Beck when they played Georgia. If he was still there at quarterback when he was, I don't know. This dude's dating a Cavender twin, maybe still. I'm not 100% if he's still dating her or
What?
not, but his
They
head
still
ain't
got
even
ugly
in it.
dually? Wow.
So, but he's more worried about his cars down there. South Beach Live, man. I don't even think he's going to get in the league, John. I hate to say it. If Quinn Ewers can get in the league and stay with the team, I don't think Carson Beck's got a shot either.
Who's the third string Colts quarterback again?
Riley Leonard. So
anything can happen, man.
last one of the night, Virginia Tech at number 13, South Carolina -7.5. Shane Beamer taking on his dad's old team, Virginia Tech. -7.5. The darlings of the SEC last year, besides Vanderbilt, was South Carolina. I like the Gamecocks easily to cover this game, 7.5 over Va
Yeah,
Tech.
they kind of came out strong down there and kind of messed up some of my record for me down the end, man. So it's not that we should overlook Virginia Tech in any way, shape, or form. As they get into ACC play, they probably will be a spoiler to some teams. Sorry, Bill Belichick, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Miami, you know what I mean? But like, no, man. But as far as this game is concerned, I'm going the other way.
Okay, so you're going South Carolina.
Give me South Carolina.
Okay. And that's our picks. Week 1, pick them. We'll get Tanner's. I'll put it in here. We'll have it on the Facebook page, on the Twitter account, and we'll see how we go week 1 wise. Hey, last year there was a couple weeks where it was brutal. There was like 1-8s, 1-7s, a couple weeks there. We ain't having that this year. This year is going. I won 2 years ago. John won last year. So we gotta make sure we just keep it away from Tanner. That way he doesn't win anything. But we'll have the picks on the Facebook page, on the Twitter account as well. And I'm excited for a little bit of housekeeping. As John said, we got a show Sunday night, new show, college football show. I'm gonna try to create some kind of graphic. I'm gonna see if I can get AI to make a graphic, kind of the mixtures of Crossroads Sports and the Game Time podcast graphic. For the college football show that we're going to do on Sunday nights, when able to, on here, and then we'll have it as well, linked over to the Game Time podcast with our guy Decott and his crew over there. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Man, I wish we could have had more time with Charles Davis. Unfortunately, technology fails sometimes. John, you know very well to that.
All about it. All about it.
What else do you have, John, before we go tonight?
No, man, just wanted to, like I said, we'll be chopping up a little bit more in depthly on Sunday about college football. I got extensive notes on the MAC. Did you know Eddie George is now head coach with Bowling Green? You know what I'm saying? I got extensive notes. I got extensive notes on Minnesota and PJ Fleck, and could they be the IU this year with their schedule, man? But like, no, man, we're gonna go down a lot of wormholes. Come Sunday, man. And I can't wait.
Yeah. I think I want to do some kind of new segment at the end of those shows, where every week we come as a group. Everybody has their top 3. I think what we call it? We call them the bottom 3 that belong in the trash can teams, and then your top 3 that belong on the pedestal.
Yeah.
So we did that one year. So I think we may bring that back this year, an iteration to that for our show with Decott and them on Sunday nights. So, but the link for that and the information for that will be up on the Facebook page and on the Twitter account, and we'll get you guys a little bit more. But yeah, Sunday night at some point. I don't know what time yet. So
other than that, man, the Fever are staying in striking distance, man.
Cancel the season. It's over.
Right, that's not over, man. Kelsey Mitchell's out here putting historic numbers out here.
It
ain't
is.
over, man. What Caitlin Clark, they still got her on the, you know what I'm saying, working. I don't think she gets out there, but you know what I'm saying, they kind of hoping that she does, man. But Fever still in the playoff contention, man. Staying in striking distance, man. With this with all the injuries, man, that's the best you can kind of hope for.
Yep. So that's Jonathan Birdsong. I'm Brandon Reeve. Conversation continues on Facebook, on Twitter. We'll see you guys Sunday night. Have a good evening.
That's why.